Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhila chapter 6, text 210. गोपीनाथाचार्य कहे महाप्रभु प्रति सेई भट्टाचार्य प्रभु कैले एई गति. So here Sarum Bhattacharya is speaking. Sarum Gopinathacharya is speaking after seeing the dramatic transformation of Gopinathacharya. And what does he say here? He says that O Lord, it is your extraordinary mercy by which something dramatic has happened here. And again, Gopinathacharya is not seeing the situation as opportunity for one-upsmanship. He's not thinking that, oh, now my superiority over others, my superiority over Sarvabhauma has been demonstrated. I have proven that now it has been proven that he is wrong and I am right. Of course, it is not that that Gopinathacharya has defeated Sarvabhauma. It is definitely Lord Chaitanya who has demonstrated, who has transformed Sarvabhauma. And this is not so much the language of defeat and victory as the language of education and elevation. That means when we try to share Krishna Bhakti with others, it's vitally important that we have the right attitude. If our attitude turns out to be wrong, that means if we have the disposition that I am the right person and I am going to prove that you are wrong, then that disposition itself is very unfortunate, and that disposition itself will cause people to become alienated from us. And when the ego goes on the defensive, nothing can ram through it. It's like sometimes some forts in the past would have defensive walls or defensive ramparts, and for the attacking forces it was critical that they penetrate in when those defensive walls are, when the doors through that are open or the ramparts are not pulled down. Because if those defensive walls are up, the doors are closed, at that time the penetrating through is extremely difficult. It is often impossible. And often many schemes are made by the invading army to somehow or the other break through, because that breaking through is not at all easy. So similarly, here what Lord Chaitanya is demonstrating is that for anyone to recognize that it is not easy to go beyond Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is demonstrating that rather than letting people's wall of ego come on the defensive, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disarms through his humility and then his sweet disposition, and then his scholarship. Certainly, there has to be education and elevation, and so there may be some argument for that purpose. But the purpose of argument is not one-upsmanship. The purpose of the argument is not to prove that I am right and you are wrong. The purpose is to demonstrate how, in the confrontation with, while trying to share Krishna Bhakti with others, how we can, at our own individual level, strive to the best of our capacity for learning to love the Lord and share His love with others. We are not messengers of the Lord's anger. We are messengers of the Lord's love, Lord's grace, Lord's mercy. And keeping that in mind means that we dwell primarily on not just correcting people by chastising them, but on compassionately educating and elevating others. So Gopinath Acharya here is appreciating the expertise of Lord Chaitanya, not just in terms of his scholarship, not just in terms of his personal brilliance, but in terms of his overall compassionate conduct, by which scholarship is subordinated and integrated within a mission of compassion, and that makes Sarvabhauma accept defeat, not passively, not resentfully, not grudgingly, but joyfully. What Sarvabhauma focuses on is that, such is the great devotion of the Lord, such is the Sarvabhauma doesn't normally, where will we see that if there is a competition and in that competition somebody is defeated, usually if say there's a tennis match going on and in the championship match is there and the defending champion is defeated by a upstart, by somebody who is a very new person, unknown person relatively, then at the very best the champion may gracefully congratulate the other person, but usually the champion will be crestfallen and we may even fall in dejection on the ground, and but where will we see somebody who is defeated dancing? Never in material life. And this demonstrates the defeat also not just palatable, not just acceptable, not just palatable, but actually relishable. So the whole point is that as devotees, we don't approach outreach in the mode of confrontation, of defeating others. We approach it in the mode of reciprocation. We approach it in the mode of trying to serve others. And what we have been given, we try to share with others. And that is what Lord Chaitanya is demonstrating, and that is what Gopinath Acharya is appreciating in the miraculous way in which one who has been defeated, who would normally be crestfallen, is jubilant and is dancing in ecstasy. Such is the extraordinary mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Thank you.